Okay, so there are 29 Bible verses that point towards using the death penalty. They talk about the death penalty. However, there's no Bible verses that talk about abolishing the death penalty. The majority of people who oppose the death penalty are Christians because they believe, in the Ten Commandments it says "do not kill." So they try to use logic to infer that "do not kill" applies with the death penalty, even though there's plenty of examples of using the death penalty. So basically what that's saying is people who abolish the death penalty by using logic of "do not kill," even though there's 29 verses that talk about using the death penalty, that would say that they believe that their logic is more accurate or more powerful than God's logic. Because God is showing that he uses logic with us by saying that he would use the death penalty, but he still believes you should not kill. So there's logic involved in that. So we should just trust that. Also, I will mention that he said there is a study that shows that it does not provide closure to use the death penalty on somebody. My mom, about 36 years later, says to me probably once a week, referring to the man who killed her dad, quote unquote, "I still wish that SOB was dead." So she's still wishing there was a little more closure involved in that. Thank you.
What's an SOB?
Okay, first off, I'd like to address a few things that are opposing people have said. First off, I didn't think we were talking about any type of religious ways when we felt about that, so that's first off. And second off, with the life without parole in the case crimes, and you guys, Blake was grilling Megan about how the case is like you would still be appealing for 20 years if you're in life with prison without parole. Well, actually, in the state of California, there are 3,300 people who have received alternate sentences than death penalty, and that appeal process is limited to 3 years. And in this way, there has only been only 7 people have been sentenced to life without parole and have been released since the state provided this option in 1977. And this was because they spent extra time and their own money, not the state's money, to prove their innocence. So in reality, if still life without parole is much cheaper than the death penalty because the appeal process, they make it shorter because you're not taking away someone's life. Second off, Blake spoke about minor murders and how those should be related to the death penalty, but Briscoe referred that only heinous crimes should be used for the death penalty. So I was just wondering which ones they thought should be, because in most states with the death penalty, Briscoe is right to where heinous murders are usually the ones reviewed for the death penalty, but Blake is pushing for more of the minor. Like, I'm not saying it sounds terrible, but there are such things like minor murders where it's like 1st degree, 2nd degree, and 3rd degree murders. So I was just wondering which murders they thought should all be reviewed for the death penalty. And that's it. Thank you.
Well, to start off with, I do want to answer Bennett's question. We do believe really only heinous crimes should be given the death penalty. I definitely believe that people can change, and I believe that in some situations, like they called it a minor murder, which I hate to say it because obviously murder is an atrocious crime. But it is very true that murders can change and can become good people. So there's your answer. However, in the situation of heinous crimes, they should still be put to death. The acts they have committed they really are the embodiment of evil on earth. And it is the job and the duty of a just and moral society in order to rid the society of those people.
In 1982, David Spence of Waco, Texas, was accused of murder of 2 17-year-old girls and 1 18-year-old boy and was given lethal injection. Later, witnesses say that they were bribed to give their testimonies, and this man was eventually found innocent. There are more evidences of these kind of situations. This is only one example. Also, with the situation of saying that there's 56% whites who are executed, so then it's not, there's actually more of them executed and it's not anything based on race. If you think about those percentages, whites are the majority. So minorities being 44%, that is very high for a minority rate, and it's not just the 56 and the 44. So all these things to say, the death penalty should be abolished for various reasons. Thank you.